Okay, so what we're going to do next is we've been talking about the test, and so we're going to really dig into the test, and we're going to talk about where it comes from, what it's going to do, and how it's going to affect our teachers. And so it's the next generation of assessments. There's two groups that are primarily for the whole nation attacking the Common Core and going to assess the Common Core. There's PARCC and there's Smarter Balanced. Idaho, you can see, is part of the Smarter Balanced Consortium, and then there are a handful of states that have chosen PARCC. And Idaho is actually a governing state. So the purple ones on here are participating states, and then Idaho is a governing state. And so this is a closer look at the Smarter Balanced one. We've eliminated PARCC. Idaho is green, and so that means that it is a governing state as opposed to an advisory state. What that means is that Idaho is part of the group that's writing questions, analyzing the results of those questions, and so we get to be in the conversations on how the test is, how effective it is, and ways that, and we're participating in those conversations to make it better. So there are 27 states in the Smarter Balanced Consortium, 22 are governing, and 5 are advisory, and Washington State is the fiscal agent for the Smarter Balanced Consortium. This quote to me is very powerful and something that I wholeheartedly agree with. It says, "I am convinced that this new generation of state assessments will be an absolute game changer in public education. As I look at the Smarter Balanced assessment, I see no possible way in which it does not impact my instructional practice." When we look at these, you will see that it really challenges me as a teacher to think about how I'm teaching and how I'm assessing my kids. So I really am fully believe in what Arne Duncan here says. So here is the timeline throughout a year that they have proposed that for Smarter Balance as a test. So you can see right away that ELA and literacy and mathematics are the two areas that are tested. Grades 3 through 8 and high school. And the high school portion of that is grade 11 only. Okay, so they're going to be tested 3 through 8 and then not again until they're 11th graders. And then that is going to be the high stakes 11th grade test. And what that tells me right away is that particularly at the high school level, it really is a village effort. You know, all teachers are working to make these students complete students by the time they're 11th graders. And so everybody, it's not just the 11th grade teachers who are responsible, it's our whole school that is responsible to help these students become who they need to be. And you can see the school year, and then they say that the summative assessment part of it is scheduled for the last 12 weeks of the year. I think when we start looking at the actual assessment items, you will see why they're windowing 12 weeks of assessment as a window to use there. They are offering optional interim assessments throughout the year. I do believe that those are going to be able to be used by districts if they choose to, but it is optional at this point. And then this is the one that is the tell-all, the summative assessment at the end of the year. In this window, you'll see that there are 2 parts, and that's new to us as teachers. We're used to the ISAT test right now, where they just take a multiple choice test in different areas. But this is really much deeper assessment. It's looking at performance tasks and then computer adaptive assessment in ELA and literacy and mathematics. So 2 different types. The typical multiple choice style question is part of the computer adaptive one. But today what we're going to look at is the performance task. I think that is the most eye-opening for teachers to look at, and I think that'll be of most interest to you as teachers. And so the computer adaptive part is the full range of the Common Core in language arts and mathematics for students in grades 3 through 8 and 11, like I talked about. It measures current student achievement and growth across time. And that's where I was talking about, it's not just that particular grade level teacher's knowledge that is being assessed. I think that's a little different than what we're experiencing now with the ISAT, where the ISAT is very targeted on a grade level. This test is going to span many grade levels when the kid's taking the test. It's not specifically targeted to what that grade level is supposed to learn. It can be given once or twice a year, and it includes a variety of question types. This is also eye-opening to me because I'm used to just the selected response, A, B, C, D, fill in the bubble. When we look at these tests, you're going to see that there are short constructed responses, there are extended constructed responses that are multi-layered, there are technology enhanced items, and then the performance tasks, which we're really going to target in on and look at today.